It kind of slipped up on us and we didn't realize it until it was too late. I looked everywhere for them and could not find them. Dad was out checking on the other cows and she was the only one standing in the pond. As sad as it is, we can't keep all the males here, so milking barn, stanchion, all that good stuff, well, we failed. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We hope you had an amazing Independence Day. However you chose to spend America's 250th birthday, we hope you had a great time. We had a small thing here. I grilled some burgers. We popped off a couple of fireworks, nothing real big. My mom came up. Probably the biggest thing was we had some homemade Butterfinger ice cream, which we've not had in years. A lot of exciting stuff going on in this. We're on baby watch, but I'm going to guess that you don't have a clue who in the world might be pregnant. We're going to be showing you that, talking a little bit about that, and also somebody finally came home. Let's go check out and see what's going on with that. Okay, as y'all know, the storms blew away part of our chicken pens and peacock pens, and we've had a mess ever since, and we had one missing. Well, guess who came home? Now, don't get me wrong, the living conditions here are not the greatest because they're a little overcrowded or more crowded than we'd like them to be, but that's going to change. We just have to get some cages built to go to the auction. But check out right here. Let me see if I can get... Looky there. Look who's here. The white one right there. She finally came home. Well, as y'all could see, she finally came home. It was pretty uneventful. We got kind of worried there for a little bit because we were able to find her up in the trees at our neighbors, and then it got where we couldn't find her anywhere. We're like, she's just gone. And so we started sending out a few messages to the neighbors around and family and stuff, and they were keeping an eye out. And then I even checked, I was like, she's got to be drinking somewhere. So we went by my parents' house, checked their ponds and stuff like that, and we just couldn't find her anywhere. And then boom, all of a sudden she found her way back home to these peacocks. But now we got to find them a new home because the auction is just a few days away. I've got to build some transport cages for them. It takes a special kind of cage for peacocks so they don't get injured because they spook real easy when being transported. So you build a cage that's kind of tight where they can't flap around and get hurt. Some people don't like the looks of them, but it's actually the safest way to transport them. So that's what we're going to be doing. And as soon as we get that done, we've got several going to the auction because we're doing some major downsizing. But like I said, we are on baby watch. Who could it be? If you think you know, drop down in the comments, leave it right now, and then in a couple minutes you'll see if you're right. But we're going to head on over and we'll show you who we're watching and why we're so excited about it. Okay, so who all guessed pigs? Is it the pigs we're on baby watch for? Nope, not quite. You got it wrong if you guessed the pigs. They are getting fat and they definitely look bred, but it's not them that's quite there yet. They still have a ways. They haven't even started making like milk rails or bags yet. And so even though they are almost as big as Hulk, they're not the ones we're watching. So let's see who else could it be. Okay, we're out in the cow pasture. If you guessed Nova, you were also wrong because she is nowhere. I don't even know if she's bred yet, but she's nowhere having a baby. But somebody out here is. Who could it be? So it's not Nova, but who could it be? Oh, looky there. Look who is back. Lucky has made her way back home because she has a bag. Look at that bag on her. She is not far from having a calf. She's got that big old bag. She is super excited. Come here, girl. Come here. Okay, so as you can see, Lucky here, check out that bag. She is getting a good bag on her, starting to get super tight, and we are super excited about this. So if y'all remember, a year or so ago, whenever we got them, we said, hey, we're getting young ones. That way we've got plenty of time to get ready for them before they get milk. We're going to build a milking barn, stanchion, all that good stuff. Well, we failed. We had high hopes of doing that, and it kind of slipped up on us, and we weren't expecting her to have a baby yet because whenever they went over and got put in with the bull at my dad's, they should have still had quite a bit of time left. We did get a little bit of a scare earlier on because it looked like she was starting to make a little bit of a bag before we went up to Baltimore for Kimberly's surgery. But it wasn't really progressing, so we didn't think much of it. And at that time we thought, well, maybe Joe got her whenever he broke out that time in August. And time has passed enough now. It's not that. But doing the math is how far along she is. We know that it wasn't Dad's bull, so Joe is definitely the dad. We were scared he wasn't going to be tall enough to reach, but I do remember whenever we were talking about it, Lucky is a little bit shorter than Clover. And it looked like he was having a hard time with Clover, but evidently Lucky was just short enough that he got the job done. So Joe is definitely the dad. And look at her bag. I mean, all 4 quarters look amazing. Teat size looks good, but her bag actually looks amazing. And look how gentle she is. So like we came up, because I checked the other day, and like she'll let you touch all over. She's a little antsy right now because there's food here, or I just put out food, but quit it, Bob. But out in the pasture, when it was just the 2 of us and not all these other jokers around, she was super easy to deal with. I am going to have to get some fly spray on her since she's out in the other pasture. I didn't realize how bad the flies were on her, but like, I don't know if I can get this, but like, she's got milk. If you can see that coming out. So she is not far from having that baby. We're super excited about that. Like I said, we are just on baby watch now. Bob's helping us out with that. He's always keeping an eye on things out here. So hopefully we'll actually catch her. I've been checking her multiple times a day because she doesn't really act like she's laboring or anything. But what made it stand out is the other day, we actually brought her home 2 days ago. Dad was out checking on the other cows and she was the only one standing in the pond. So he was like, he didn't know if she was maybe going through some labor pains, hurting, or just trying to cool off, but he got to check and he's like, she is not far from having a calf. So he and I got her led over here with a bucket of feed, and like I said, I checked her and she definitely had milk coming out, and so we're just waiting on it. But now that means I've got to get super busy because we don't have anything built and we're not ready. Hopefully we can get that done this week. I also got to order like the stainless steel bucket and all that. We are going to do calf sharing, so that will help out some because with that, what you'll do is you just put the calf up at night. You'll milk her one time in the morning, turn the calf out all day, and then the calf will keep her sucked down throughout the day. So that makes it where you only have to milk her once a day, and then we don't have to bottle feed a calf. So that's what our plan is. But like I said, I'm going to try to build maybe like an 8x16 movable shelter and have like a pen in half of it, like an 8x8, maybe an 8x10, and then build the milking stanchion and stuff where it'll go on the other side. That way she'll be there close, but we have a covered place to keep the calf protected while we're doing that. It's just a matter of seeing how things go. But as y'all can see, the rest of the cows are all doing great. Lucky is still over in the other pasture because we're not sure if she's bred yet. Hoping, but it's still just a matter of time. We got to wait and see. And since the bull's still out with them, we figured why not just leave her. Or Clover. I don't know if I said Lucky or Clover, but Clover's the one still over. Lucky's here. So Lucky, she hasn't seemed upset or anything that she's not with Clover or the other girls. She's used to all these guys from when she was here before, so she's right at home, happy as can be. We are going to have to figure out what kind of milk ration and stuff we're going to give her once she actually goes into milk. She's got grass and stuff out here, but I know that whenever you're milking and stuff, if you want the best production, they need a good kind of grain. I'm not sure the little maintenance grain that we normally feed is something that we'll continue to feed for that, or if we need to get something else. But it's just going to be a matter of time and we'll get that going. But like I said, it kind of slipped up on us and we didn't realize it until it was too late. So now I'm pretty sure, unless something crazy happens with the way that milk's coming out, that she's probably going to have this baby before I have the stuff built. So if we have to do something makeshift until I can get it done, that's fine. But my goal is either throughout this week, I'm on days now, in the evenings whenever it starts to cool off a little bit, or maybe this coming weekend, I will get all of that built. So that'll be coming up in a future video. Also, we'll be releasing the genders, hopefully, of the emus in a future video and be telling a little bit about that. But many of y'all have been asking about Sabrina. Well, here is Sabrina. I know that it's hard sometimes to get around to all the animals that everybody's asking about, but I know people specifically been asking about Sabrina, so I wanted to show y'all she is still here growing well. She's completely on hay and grain now. We're fixing to move her where she's going to be out in a bigger pasture with green grass and stuff, but not quite there yet because we've got some more pressing stuff. And the hay with the grain is doing great. And like I said, she's growing fine. Izzy gave her a bath the other day, but when you're a white cow, it's just hard to stay clean. We had a big rainstorm come through yesterday, and now she's a little bit muddy. And you can see Maple is back over there. We had a little bit of a health scare with Maple, but we got that taken care of, and she is doing great now. We'll probably talk about that a little bit in a future video. Don't really have a whole lot of details, but we can kind of let you know what we went through and what we did and all that good stuff. But she's doing good. Like I said, all the other animals are doing good too. We did have one other scare last night with the emus. Many of y'all know the emus are a little jumpy. And so whenever it sounded like a battlefield going off all around us yesterday. Like I said, we just shot off a few, nothing real crazy because we didn't want to scare the animals. But everybody else around us seemed like they were truly enjoying the 250th birthday of the United States. And it was like I said, a war zone. But the emus last night were nowhere to be found. I looked everywhere for them and could not find them. You can see all this stuff is, this grass and junk and weeds are way taller than what they are. So my guess is they got scared and hid out down in those weeds, and I couldn't call them up with a feed bucket or anything last night. So I even drove up and down the road looking for them, trying to make sure they were okay, and couldn't find them. Drove through the pastures, couldn't find them. They were hid out well. So luckily this morning, I came out and was able to call them all up, and they were fine. I assumed whenever I didn't find them about 2 or 3 miles either way down the road that they were probably either out here hiding or they were going to be in somebody else's pasture, which I wasn't going to be able to find in the dark. But turns out they were just hiding out here and perfectly fine. There's little Teddy right there. He's kind of messy right now too after the rain. He likes to roll around in the dirt and stuff, and plus whenever he lays down out there, he basically lays down like sprawled out flat. And so if you didn't know any better, you would think something was wrong with him. I saw him earlier and I was like, oh no, he's doing that again. But after a storm, it kind of worries me a little more than just seeing him other times, because I was like, hopefully lightning or something didn't strike. But no, he was fine. He's growing good, and won't be too much longer. He'll be going to his new home. Yeah, as sad as it is, we can't keep all the males here, so old Teddy's going to be going to a very loving home, and we can't wait to share that with y'all. Which that will be, he's still got probably a couple of months still here before he'll be weaned good, but he's well on his way, and like I said, growing good. He likes to eat grain and hay and grass now, so he'd probably be fine. But like I said, we want to wait a little bit longer just to make sure that all is well. Hoping after that rain that this grass will start taking off. I need to do something to try to get rid of these weeds. We have these American beauty bushes or something like that's what they're called, but they take over this pasture, and I need to look to see how to get rid of them. I was going to try to pluck them up when I had a Mini X rented, but there was just so many of them, I would have had to rent it for a lot longer. I'd like to come across a smaller, older unit that I could just get to keep. But as y'all know, nothing is cheap these days, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Hey Bob, what are you doing, buddy? Bob, you just enjoying life? Are you going to eat my hand? Bob is growing good. Oh, look. Lucky likes Joe. She's cleaning him up. Her motherly instincts are coming out. What are you doing, Bob? But yeah, so that's what we have going on right now. Like I said, it is fixing to be super busy around here because we've got to get all that milking stuff ordered, brought in, and built as quick as we can so that Lucky has a nice place to hang out whenever she's getting milked, and also a place for her baby. Like I said, right now we'll have to figure out something if we're going to do that, because we don't really have the setup for that. But hopefully it won't be too bad. But I still have chores to take care of. It's super hot out. We're fixing to go get that knocked out. Appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you next time on Grounds Friendly Farm. Bye.